in today's liturgy on this 22nd Sunday in ordinary time, you see the theme is basically of humility and hospitality. And the Lord has already shown to us that in His goodness, in His abundance, He as a master, He has provided for the poor, for you and me. And today He continues to provide for the poor, thanks to my hands, thanks to your hands, thanks to my life, thanks to your life. Every day we have a chance to look around and see who are those poor, those who are last, those who are least, those who have no one to think of. Every day we have a chance to store up in our bank in heaven. Because whatever we do to the least of our brothers and sisters, we do to the Lord. And so let us not miss this chance of heaven. And to get the chance of heaven is to open our eyes to see the needs of our brothers and sisters, beginning from our home as husbands and wives. The husband looks at the wife and says, yes, I know you need this even before you say it. The wife looks at the husband and says, yeah, I can see you need this. And this is possible because we know each other. We are present in the life of the others. The children look at the parents look at the children and say, yeah, the parents look at the children and say, yes, my daughter, my son, I was like you, and I know what you need. I look at in your eyes and I see that you need love. You need sweetness, you need care. And I'm here to provide it to you so that as you grow up, you also share this love, this care, this goodness to others. In your goodness, the Lord has showered us with all His life, created in His image and likeness. He has showered us with His blessings. He has showered us with all the graces. The word graces means unmerited favors. The favors we receive without meriting them, without doing anything. God in His abundance has provided for us the gift of life, the gift of the people around us, the gift of every small thing, and the gift of every big, great, good thing. God has provided us with everything around us, the nature around us, the peace that we're enjoying. It's enough to listen to some countries that are going through troubles to know that really sometimes we need to be proud and happy with the little that we have, because the little we have is already too much. The little we have is already too much. When we have peace, we have everything. There are people who are waking, sleeping under bombs. There are people who are sleeping and they don't know that they wake up alive. And here we are every day with a reason to thank God as we come in this Eucharist, to say thank you. We heard from the first reading from the book of Sirach, in chapter 3, saying that, my son, you see how God as a loving Father who provides for us, addresses us? He addresses us as sons and daughters, as friends. He says, my son, perform your tasks in meekness. Meekness means kindness. In simplicity, every task. The children have their tasks, and this holiday they are doing a lot. They're helping the parents, as Father Samakla was reminding us the other time, that now it's a chance for the maids to do what? To have some bit of break, so that the children can take over. Please, children, continue helping your sons. It's a beautiful, your parents, a beautiful opportunity. And so we see here the invitation, my son, my daughter, perform your tasks in meekness, in kindness, in simplicity. Every one of us has a task. Every one of us have a task. The fathers have their task. The father has a task, has a responsibility, and do it with the heart. The mothers, wow, you have great tasks. The mothers, with a big heart, with a sweet heart, with a tender heart, with a providing heart, the fathers provide. And the mothers are there to see that the environment in the family is a welcoming environment. Continue creating that environment which is welcoming. And that environment depends on everyone, including the children, whereby visitors come home and they find peace. Remember the words of Jesus whenever He went in any home, He said, peace be to this house. And this should be the words that we should experience. If there is any war that we want to make, let us not make it at home. If there is any war, no, all of you here don't make wars. All of you are very good. You are peacemakers. First of all, we are invited to the peacemakers. At home, there should be a place where there is peace, there is meekness, there is kindness, where everyone, the children, do their tasks very well at home, helping to clean the house, and trying to bring some water for the mama who is preparing something, trying to wash their own clothes. Why not do some exercise even that? Trying to play together. And the fathers try to do their best, doing everything, providing and protecting the family, and being there. Their fathers who are never there for their wives and their children. But here, all the fathers here are very good. They are there for their wives and their children. Their mothers who are very much busy with everything else, but they kind of keep away from their husbands. They don't give much time, much attention to their husbands or their children. Remember, the much love, the much time the husbands gives to the wives and the wives gives to their husbands and the children give their parents. The much love we give is what we receive back in return. So don't be too stingy with the love that we see within us. The gift we have freely received. God, He was not stingy with the gift of love that He had, with the gift of goodness. He showered, He poured out. God loved the world so much that He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, that whoever believes in Him will not perish but will have life. And so He has showered us with the blessings, with the graces that we don't merit. He has let His sun shine on the good ones and the bad ones, and His rain fall on the good ones and the bad ones. And He has been patient with us, so that we too can share this goodness with others, these favors with others, these blessings with others. Let's be channels through which others can receive blessings. Let the blessings not end with me. Let us be channels through which others can receive peace. Let the peace not end with me. Let's be channels through which others can enjoy life, the life that comes from God. We are life givers. Anyone who gives the culture of death, anyone who kills the others with words and actions is actually a murderer. We are people who every day in the morning we wake up and say, how am I going to give life to my wife, my husband, my children, to my parents? This is part of also the way of talking, that it is waking up those who are what? Sleeping. But here nobody is sleeping. Yeah? All of you are awake. Yeah? So we are life givers, people who give life to others. And this is what we see, that my son performed just in meekness. When I do what I do, I do it with a kind heart, with a simple heart, or I do it with pride. The greater you are, the more you must be humble, the more you humble yourselves. So if we think we are great, the Lord challenges us and says, be humble. Somebody said, I am proud of my humility. The opposite of humility is what? Pride. I'm proud of my humility. And humility is a funny thing. When you think you have it, you do what? You lose it. Are you proud? Are you humble? Yeah, now you're careful to ask this question, right? Yes. Humility is a funny thing. When you think you are humble, when you think you have it, you have lost it. But we should be proud of our humility in a positive sense. Yeah, it's a gift that God has given us. Yeah, and that's the gift we can give to the world today. Today, the world doesn't need people who are full of themselves. Some people think that when they have money, they have everything. No, they think that when they have power, they have everything. No, life teaches us that the beauty to enjoy life is to be simple. Even if one has money and power, the beauty is to come down on the ground and be with others. The greater you are, the more you must be humble. The more you think you are up, the more you should be down. This is what Jesus told us himself. That though he was in the form of God, though he was up there, though he was great up there, he emptied himself, taking the form of a slave, a servant. He served. So true greatness, if you and me want to be great, young and old, with everything that we have, we are invited to be humble, loving servants. The servants who serve with humility and who look for occasion to serve every day from the ground. Those who kneel down like Jesus knelt down. Those who are able to handle those tasks which are not handleable. Those tasks which are so simple, so the task that I could say a bit like a dirty task. As Pope Francis would say, smelling like the sheep. Being there to be with the family, being there doing our responsibilities very well. And then we hear that the great might of the Lord is glorified in the humble. And to the humble he reveals his mysteries. It's just enough to remember some episodes in the Bible. Abraham was great, the father of faith, because he was a humble man. He just accepted the Lord to work through him. And he became even the father of faith. He told him to go, and he did go everywhere. He did not know where he was going. He just followed the voice of the Lord. Do I follow the voice of the Lord? Am I humble, or am I filled with myself? When I'm filled with myself, then there's no space for God. A humble person is one who knows who God is, and he is able to know that without God as a master, as a creator of everything, he is nothing, she is nothing. A humble person is the one who puts God first in everything. As he wakes up in the morning, he says, God, guide me today in whatever I will do. I know without you, I'm nothing. I don't know what the day will be, but I know that you know whatever is good for me. Whatever will come, let it come, but I know you are with me, even in those challenges. That's a humble person who puts God first. A humble person does not, then he puts others first. Then he puts himself or herself last. Whoever wants to be first will be last. Whoever wants to be last will be first. This is what we've had. We consider others first, but first of all, we consider God. Remember, I talked about humility, not humiliation. Yeah? We're not invited to humiliate others. We're invited to be humble. Then, when we are humiliated, that is also a way that we are humbled. We are humbled to realize that the other is greater than me. And so this is the invitation the Lord is making to us, to be humble, to consider others first, but always consider God, and to be the last, and then putting others first. We had the same episode finally in the Gospel of today, a beautiful episode where Jesus is invited for dinner to the Pharisees. And you know what? You know, Jesus has been having problems with the Pharisees and the scribes, yeah, in many of the episodes. But we hear here some of the Pharisees who allowed themselves to be challenged by the word of God, by what Christ was saying, by the good news. Meaning that when we are good to people, even the most difficult ones, even if they don't say anything, deep in their heart, something is speaking there. And so let's continue being good. And let's continue speaking good news and doing good news as Christ did. So he was able to touch and enter and dine into the house of the Pharisee. Oh, that was unthinkable. The Pharisee, he was seen as like an enemy of Christ. Actually, they used to attack him. They were laying traps for him. And this is Jesus, first of all, who teaches us that he does not block himself in one corner. He moves out to embrace everyone, including the sinners, the tax collectors, the prostitutes, and all other people. He's a person who came for all, everyone, and invites also all of us to be there for all. Young, old, rich, poor, educated or not. He invites us all to be there for each other. That's why he's able to break the barriers, to go into the Pharisees, and to do an act that only in that act of intimacy. Eating is an act of intimacy. It shows a deep relationship. Imagine you are Jesus, because deep relationship and trust. I eat because I trust what you have prepared. I eat because it's a sign of togetherness. I am communing. I'm in communion with you. That's why we are here to celebrate the Eucharist, which is also puts us in communion. We receive communion so that we can be in union, one with Christ. And Christ is one with us. So that we can be in communion, union with others. And so we see Jesus going into this gesture of eating with the Pharisees. But as he is there, he observes as people are taking the seats. And when they take the seats, you see people taking the first seats. Don't worry, these people who have sat in front are very courageous. Thank you very much for sitting in front. Because in the church, the last seats that are usually taken are the first seats. You are really following the gospel sometimes. Yes, but here Jesus was meaning something else which is so interesting. He was referring to people who were taking the places of honor to be seen, to be noticed. and to be honored, to be respected, to be greeted. And that's why, so, he said, my dear, in order not to be humiliated, not humble, even humble can be coming naturally, in order not to be humiliated, please, first take your place, take things simple, wherever we are, this is how we should handle life. It's a life lesson. Don't consider yourself too high, too high, too high. Whatever goes up even many times comes down, including the dust and the smoke. Yeah, don't consider yourself too much high. So just be where you are. Know who you are. A humble person is the one who knows who he is or she is, and he knows who God is, and who knows who others are. He knows that he has his strength, but also he has his limits. A humble person. And so he says, take your place wherever you are. Then if you really deserve to come in front, they will elevate you at the right time. When we go through life, we realize this is true. That in life, every time we thought of ourselves as higher than others, many times we were slapped left and right. And imagine if you're seated in a high place in a banquet, and then somebody says, hey, my dear, wait, this is not your place. This one has been reserved for the bride and the bridegroom. And then you are there. I thought I was the bride. From where? Okay? So, we are going to humiliation, and that's the best way in life, not to consider ourselves too high. Those who consider themselves too high, when they fall, they really break their heads, and they break their hearts, and they even regret, why did I even go higher like that? So it's about taking things simple. And if the Lord wants that He will lift us up, let Him be the one to do it at the right time. So this is what Jesus notices, and He gives a lesson. And says, do not consider yourselves too high. And if you want to be first, be the last. Be the humble, loving servant. That's why we hear in some of the episodes, He even brings a child. He says, if you want to be first, be like these little children here. Look at them. So nice, so simple, listening. And so others are sleeping. Yes, they're sleeping in the Lord. Yeah, the other side. Yeah. You see, they are feeling at home so much that they feel like, yes, we have come here. Is there a place to sleep? Better is in here, in this place. Yeah. Yeah. So to be like children, because children, they ask for goodness, they are kind, and these are the greatest who want to be great. And so the Lord challenges us that if we want to be great, that's what one of the lessons He gives, that we have to consider ourselves last. And the final ending of the gospel says, if you want to be humble, a humble person is one who welcomes, hospitable. He welcomes the poor, he welcomes the lame, those who are differently abled, he welcomes the blind, the deaf, he welcomes all others, because first of all, because he's able to acknowledge what he has and what she has. And because of that, he says, look, I am more privileged to be who I am and with what I have, and so I'm invited also to be close to those who are struggling in life, the differently abled. Those who are lame, those who cannot see, that I'm able to be their eyes. Those who are lame, that can be their legs, to help them walk, to reach where there is anything that is good, to share the goodness that I feel like I'm sharing, to welcome those who are deaf, so that they can also hear the good news and also rejoice in their hearts the way I'm rejoicing. To welcome those who are poor, those who are lost, those who are least, those who are marginalized. Not literally poor, yes, those who are literally poor, but those who are also very poor morally poor. Those who are struggling in life, those who are least. The Lord invites us to welcome them, and with an open heart, the way He Himself welcomed all in life. And that is what means hospitality. As we started this reflection, saying that our homes should be places of hospitality. Not because we are pretending to have everything, so we are inviting the whole village or the whole town. No. Meaning that whenever we have chances, first of all, to be hospitable to each other, to welcome each other as the husband and wife, as parents and children, then, because charity begins at home, then we will be able to welcome others who come. That whoever comes at home finds peace, finds consolation, is at home. And let the family be a place where we go out and spread the fire of hospitality. The last H that we reflect on as the acronym is that in order to be humble, H, which is the best gift to handle life. In order to be humble, sometimes some situations humble us. Some situations, however tough they be, sometimes they slap us left and right. They humble us. But in order to be humble, we are invited to honor God above all, to acknowledge Him as the Creator, as the author, as a person from whom everything comes. So in order to be humble, we are invited to honor God, to honor Him. And we're invited as a way towards holiness. Holiness as wholeness of the body, of the mind, of the heart, of the soul. When a person who is holy is a person who is whole. He's at peace in mind, in heart, in body, in everything. Not because there are no challenges, but because he has embraced the Lord, honoring God, acknowledging Him as a light. So in order to be humble, we are invited to honor God and to be holy and to heed Christ, to follow Christ, who was in the form of God, He emptied Himself. To follow Christ, who actually, in His humility, became one with us. And so, what wants to be humble and happy is to honor God, is to, at the same time, be aware to holiness, but to heed Christ, following Christ's example, who embraced all as they are, including those who are the poor and marginalized. And in order to be happy in life, in order to be healthy in life, in order to bring hope in situations that are hopeless, let that be our prayer. That if there is any gift we would like to give to ourselves and the people around us, and if there's any gift that will help us to receive heaven and to merit heaven, if there's any gift that is storing us points, so that we can be able to inherit in the bank of heaven at the end of time, there needs to be the gift of humility and hospitality. Because humility and hospitality brings healing to our bodies and souls in this life and in the world to come. Amen. The Lord is good
all the time.
All the time.
Lord is good.